What's crafting, guys, and welcome back to episode 14 of my series. Now we have made it through episode 13. Yes, there was a couple of blips, a couple of editing mistakes, and the rendering was long. Yeah, we had a few problems, but we got through it pretty much unscathed. So, between episodes, I've done a little bit of editing to the factory. Obviously, last time we built the moss farm and we started the iron factory, but I only managed to finish the front. So what I've done between episodes is I've added a lot more onto it. I've actually completed it and given us pretty much a base to build off. And I think this episode we're going to try dealing with the details on here. I want a big sign, get a couple more of the windows on, but I'll show you what I want to do now. So here we are inside. Yes, I've put up a few lights into the area. I've added a door onto the side because I want to figure out if there's a way, and I believe there is if I put sweet berry bushes and some carpet on top to stop mobs from coming in, so we can figure that one out in a moment. It is a very, very large building, but it's working as it's planned to. So as I've been building this, I haven't quite finished it because I'm still trying to gather the snail shells and I've got a little bit more sort of tough. But I stumbled across this and it is so plain and so bare, so I'm thinking maybe this episode we start off with a giant fan in here, sort of to take away the smoke and other bits and pieces, and maybe put some pipes and other bits. I've also put in a set of stairs. Now this set of stairs obviously are supported with fences to make a sort of roof bearing or like joists to a building, which is pretty cool and it's worked out quite well. Also means that I can actually see if the iron farm is working, so I can see over here, and there it is, not working just at the moment. Over here is going to be a walkway to the next building that I want to build, and this building is going to be a big building, and we'll talk around that in a moment. So let's come back downstairs. As you can see, there is little bits that I've missed, but this ceiling is pretty much primarily made out of trapdoors. I've gone through probably about 400 or 500 trapdoors just to get it done, but that has spawn proofed it. It means that nothing spawns up there, and it means that the iron golem farm actually works. Let's just have a quick gander down the stairs and we'll just see how much physically iron I have. And I think we're going to have to upgrade the system this time, maybe do it into a compactor so that the auto crafter can change these into blocks. But I think we're doing pretty well for iron. So let's go back upstairs and we'll start off with the fan at the back, and that should be done probably in a quick time lapse. So there we go, just after that small time lapse, it seems to have broken up the wall quite nicely, and I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously we probably add more bits and pieces around, but I have spawn proofed this by putting the trapdoors on, and I think it looks pretty cool. It suits the area pretty well and breaks up that wall. So let's look at the outside of this. So here we are from the outside. Now I've added a few little bits and pieces and contraptions and stuff. I've sort of pieced together something that I thought looks very similar to a little engine or power supply for the fan. The fan, obviously, the tree in the way, is spawn proof from the outside, and I've made a little sort of power station just there as well, and I think that breaks up the outside of the building quite nicely. Obviously I've missed a few more panels, but this thing is going to be built as I see and add in extra little bits. Now I think we need to go up the top and have a look into building a giant sign on the outside. Now I think we should build it probably on one of the chimneys. I'll probably do it out of trapdoors again. I might take a little bit of inspiration from B-Dubs, who did the sign mounted on fences. Might do it on iron bars, actually, that might work out better. But yeah, we'll get started on that now and we'll see how it turns out. And there you go, from down here. I think we'll probably get a better view if I go up this hill. From further away we can actually see it. And no, but I think the closer we get it says iron. Obviously the rendering rates are going to be a bit rubbish with that one, but I quite like it. I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be able to... Might try some banners in this area here, but that'll be a later date sort of thing as we work on it. And I think this build is slowly getting better and better as I'm doing it. Obviously now we've got the big old fan, and we've got all the electricals. I think the inside might need a little bit of polishing off, but I'm fairly happy with how things are going. Let's just tidy this last little bit up, because I don't want any more escaping, because they're a bit of a pain to sort of chase down and destroy, because as you can see I've died many times. So, but yeah, now let's see if we can sort out this area here to stop the mobs getting in. So I've returned to the beginning where we made the farms. I've got some sweet berries which I prepped possibly by accident, because I just planned this. I didn't plan it ahead, as you all might think I have, but I can just farm a couple of these because they'll all grow when I need them. Managed to get some wool off the sheep, so now I've just got to see if I've got any black dye, because I want to have some black wool as well as yellow. So here we are back at the industrial area. We're just going to go up to these doors and knock out a few blocks. I don't think they can mobs can pass over slabs, so I'm just going to pray and hope this works okay. Let's place these, get these ones out, because zombies are becoming a bit of a pain. They're always jumping me by surprise, so what we're going to do is plant these down here, and they do ideally have to be bone mealed, but I haven't got any on me, I don't think. No, so we'll just have to plant them like this, one carpet, and make it sort of like a emergency carpet sort of thing, that just in case of do not cross. I've done that in the wrong order. Not very good at this, as you can see. One there, one there, one there. Obviously you can still see this from the inside, so I might swap these out and put some stairs in just to give it that, just to hide it a little bit better. So I'm just going to rip out this. Obviously I'm going to have to do the other side as well, but I'm going to just leave the black blocks underneath it because you won't see them. But let's get these stairs in, because obviously you can't spawn on stairs. And hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed for this one. Mobs won't be able to go across it, and it adds quite a nice little look to the door now, obviously when you go inside. Now I believe the majority of the iron factory is pretty much done. There's still little bits and pieces, and obviously I've got to finish the walkway, sorry. But this area is the area that's going to be done next. Now the plan is and I've got steps for you. I want to create a system that converts stone to the items that needs to be built. So down the bottom will be, say, stairs, slabs, and other variants of stone bricks. Then above that will be just normal stone. So what will happen is I'll have a system up the top which drops down dynamite, or TNT, not dynamite. Then that goes onto a system that pushes out cobblestone. The cobblestone will go into a smelting system, and the smelting system will drop that into an auto crafter, and it will also have normal stone. In the auto crafter, that will craft it down into stone bricks, which will go down into another chamber, which will then go into the auto crafters down the bottom, which will automatically change it into different things. I know that sounds big, it sounds quite ambitious, so we'll get on with doing the bottom section first. So I'll bring you back once one's done and I'll explain what I've done. It's time for Redstone Part 1. So this is the system. It's a very tileable system, so it means I can have several, or you can have as many as you want next to each other. All you got to do is anything that gets inputted into this, go into this, into the crafter, and then kicked out. So what I need to label them, and then it'll let me know which one's going to get kicked out into the system. But I think it's fairly simple. You've got two comparators on the top with an observer facing down, so that the observer face picks up the redstone signal. You've got a composter at the back. You've got a observer here pointing into a repeater, and that obviously leads into that, and it picks up what it needs to pick up. So it's pretty much like the 9-block system downstairs in the in all the areas that I've used before, but this gives a tileable system. So it means I can compact everything into compact as much as I want into an area. So we'll test it out now. I've got some normal stone, so let's just put that in. I cannot figure out what's going on with it at the moment though, because it seems to kick out. Oops, already had something in there. So it's kicking out what it needs to kick out, which is pretty helpful. I am having some problems with buttons because I tested it out with just normal blocks, but I know that I don't think there is any brick or stone brick buttons, so that should be pretty simple for the system. And if you can imagine that here, and then all this stuff up on the top, it look pretty cool. So I need to get some more of these built, and then I'll come back and show you. So I have got 4 of these at the moment. I probably need more eventually, but I've put in stairs. Let's take out those ones. So we've got stairs, we've got slabs, we've got walls, and I believe possibly pressure plates, but if not, I will repurpose this and I'll take it up and put it into the system above to make the stairs, to make the stone bricks. But yeah, that's going to be the overall system, which is pretty compact. Obviously we've got one more above, then more and more and more. It's going to be quite a tall building, but we're going to give that a break for now, because that is a lot of redstone compacted into one, and we need to figure out the rest of the system. So why don't we sort out the roads? So guys, I need help with these roads. I'm really struggling with which one to go for. So I'm going to give you guys some options, and I want you to choose which one you enjoy and like. So I've got option A, which is a combination of andesite, coal blocks and gravel. I've got option B, which is deep slate, but this is done with silk touch, so it's done in different directions. I've got option C, which is andesite, cobblestone and bricks. I've got option D, which is tough blocks. And I've got option E, which is obviously cobblestone and gravel. So these will run throughout the industrial district, so I do need some help choosing those. So please just comment below and let me know. So with the most important question asked about the roads, which will dictate what the area looks like, how the buildings will pop and where they will go, I have also been flattening out the area, and I have finished what I like to call the Autocrafter Super Smelter Deluxe. Thanks to you for the name. Basically, it's a system. If you think above, which we're going to sort out next episode, we're going to have a auto cobblestone maker, which will then be hit by TNT, which will go down into a system, which will go over the top of these hoppers, which will go into the ones that are indicated with the furnaces. Now the ones with the chests are the ones that convert into bricks, and then it goes down into another system which converts it into the brick variants. Now there are pots down the bottom. This is not only help with ease but also indicate what's what. The pots at the bottom will indicate the basic ones, the stone bricks, stone and cobblestone. The ones above, obviously that is all of the cobblestone variants on those ones, and this is all the stone variants which go down into this system down here. The signs I'm going to probably change up or maybe make brighter with a little bit of glow squid ink. And the back system, I would like to say it's easy, but what I've just done is the original system that I showed you a moment ago. I have repeated a couple of times, so let's just go up here and I'll show you from above. I've got two systems up the top, which is the ones that dictate the bricks, the stone bricks, and we've got all the systems along the bottom. And obviously these ones won't have a system because they are, or should they have a system? Oh yes, they do have a system down the bottom to convert it into what the brick variants. My mind. These hoppers down here are going to have the fuel system, so I need to set that up. It'd probably be coal at the moment, so it'll go up and then come round here and go round in a loop, so it'll be constant, which is be pretty cool to do. And then the top system is going to be the cobblestone maker, which is going to be around here. So this is going to be a very, very large building, which I think is going to look quite cool in this area, and it will tie it all in. Obviously the walkway now will come and it will go over there, and it means I can get into the top of the building, which will make fueling quite easy, and it'll be pretty cool. And obviously I've got all of these blocks going to be ready for me. Now you can use this system on logs and trees. You can use it pretty much on any brick that has variants. Obviously you just cut these blocks down to a minimum, to whatever you need. So I can probably see this around my world in about 6 or 7 places, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, obviously minus the furnaces and minus that maker, but you can swap the cobblestone maker to a tree generator. That will explode and then come back down into here, and it will sort out this system, which, yeah, it's pretty sweet. And this is of my own design. I've used bits and pieces that I've found on YouTube to this part, but I have developed the system myself because this makes it easier sort of redstone contraption area. Adding it, and then you can do as much as you want, basically. I did keep the top one down to a minimum of 2, so it's linked into 2 chests, so that luckily with 2 chests that splits it equally between 4 hoppers, so that saves on space as well. And yeah, the area is, I think it's coming across quite nicely. Obviously I've nearly finished flattening the area, got a few bits and pieces to do. Might put a giant pit in, and then the T1 can come and dump its bits and pieces just over there. And I think it's going to be quite cool. I need to still finish bits and pieces on this as well. Need to texture the top. I might add a few like white blocks to sort of indicate paint, but the area is coming together really well. Now this episode we've basically done a few little bits and pieces on the main building, but we started part 1 of the Autocrafter Super Smelter system. Now next episode we're going to tackle part 2, so join us with that one. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. If you got any comments or anything, just comment below, and I'll try and imply that and put that into the video. So until next time guys, stay crafty. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to check out these past episodes.